Geo. Now, Geo is a female cow. Sorry. Okay. One more chance, microphone. One more chance. So, like I was saying, Geo is a California sea lion. Can anyone guess where she might be from? California. Um, California sea lions can actually be found as far north as Alaska and as far south as Baja, Mexico. So they're all along the west coast. Geo is about 8.5 years old, and she currently weighs about 160. She is kind of tiny for a California sea lion. California sea lions in the wild, females can actually get anywhere to close to 300 pounds. So being mature female sea lion at 160, she is kind of tiny. What's cool though is the male California sea lions, they can actually get a lot bigger. That's what makes them different than females. They can actually get to about 500-600 pounds, so they get really huge. So Geo is actually once a wild sea lion pup, but she's stranded. What I mean by stranded is how it works on the West Coast and how stranding centers and marine mammal centers work is sea lions are really social animals. They are terrestrial and aquatic creatures, so they will hunt for fish in the water, but then when they're tired or feel lazy or just want to take a nap, they will come onto the beaches or the piers and lay down with their friends. So it is really unusual to see a sea lion laying down on the beach by itself. So marine mammal rescue centers will kind of keep an eye on them for 24 hours. And if the sea lion hasn't moved from that Pacific area, or if that sea lion looks really skinny or malnourished, they will bring it into the center, teach them how to catch wild fish, and then what they'll do is once they teach them how to catch wild fish and fatten them up, they'll re-release them. So Geo and Farley's our other California sea lions that we have here. They were rescued, rehabilitated, and then released. But unfortunately, 3 to 5 days after their release, they stranded a second time. And Geo was actually caught taking a tuna fish sandwich out of someone's hand. So that's when the government stepped in and deemed them unworthy to survive on their own with wild, because once animals start to associate people with food, that can be a really bad potential situation, not only for humans, but also for Geo. So that's when rescue centers give animals like that to zoos and aquariums so they can be ambassadors for their wild counterparts. Types of personalities, different learning capabilities. So with Geo here, she's a really calm, relaxed sea lion. I really enjoy working with her. But unfortunately, you really have to take your time when teaching new behaviors with Geo. It's a really big process. Kind of like different kids have different learning capabilities and styles in school. Geo's kind of slower compared to her friend Farley. Farley's personality, he is super smart and he picks things up really quickly. So we constantly have to be on our toes when training both of them. These guys actually know over 100 different behaviors. So we train them all types of different behaviors. So we'll train them novelty behaviors, which kind of like the fun behaviors you see, like dancing. And then we also train them husbandry behaviors, such as a flipper present, like Kristen just showed you. We'll train them flipperless, more for exercise, because some of their behaviors are high energy behaviors. But we do a lot of husbandry behaviors, such as an open mouth. We can check over Geo's teeth, we can check over Farley's teeth. And these guys are actually trained to let us brush their teeth. So we do brush these guys' teeth. They're also trained advanced husbandry behaviors, such as voluntary bloods. We get blood samples on them. We also do ultrasounds and x-rays. And what's really cool about husbandry training is it's both beneficial for us and the animal, because it puts a lot less stress keepers and animals because it makes those behaviors and makes those medical procedures a lot easier. So the way we train here, we use positive reinforcement. So basically, sea lions love fish. They love eating just like I do. They love their food. So anytime Geo or Farley does the right behavior or good behavior, we reward that with a fish. And anytime they feel like, oh, I don't really feel like doing that behavior, that is totally fine. We just move on to the next thing. So like today, for example, I asked Farley to wave, and he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. And I was like, okay, well, we'll move on to something else that you might want to do instead and come back to it later. So, like I said, Geo and Farley, they get a diet of fish. We give them a wide variety of fish. We give them fish that they can find out in the wild, such as herring, which is kind of like the bigger fish, the fattier fish, the meat of their diet. And then we also give them small, tiny little caputs, which is kind of more of like the veggies of their diet. And then we also give them squid for fun, because Geo and Farley love squid. Geo gets about 10 pounds of food a day. Farley, on the other hand, he weighs almost 300 pounds, so he'll actually get almost 16 pounds of food. And their diet varies. It's not always the same throughout the year, and that is because in the summer, that's their breeding season. So in the wild, male California sea lions actually don't eat as much in the summer because they have to protect their territory for breeding season. They don't want to leave their territory in case another male would try to come up. They want to try to protect their females, protect their land, so they don't eat as much in the summer. But in the winter, because it gets colder, these guys can't go to Target and buy winter jackets. And you notice our exhibit is a completely outside exhibit. So we give them a lot more fish, so they get a nice blubber layer to keep them nice and warm during these cold winter months. So sea lions in the wild, they can live up to about 20 years. That is because when sea lions get older, you notice that Geo has really big eyes. She doesn't blink very much. She doesn't really have sunglasses, so her eyes are actually prone to cataracts. So older sea lions in the wild would tend to get cataracts, and they don't live as long. But in human care, sea lions can actually live to be over 30 years old. I know a sea lion at another facility that is 33 and still kicking butt and taking names. So we actually do give these guys preventative eye drops every day to kind of help with the sunlight and preventing those cataracts from happening. Oh. So what you guys are witnessing is a naughty sea lion. A very naughty sea lion. So being Geo and being her personality, she is a calm sea lion, but she can also be a very high energy sea lion. So sometimes she likes to take random laps around the pool and just feel like lapping, which is totally fine, but Kristen, I guess, was not a big fan of it and is giving her a quick timeout. So kind of when like your kids are kind of being naughty or they're not listening, Geo's knows better than to lap. So she'll just give her a quick timeout, come out, and then just start over. Completely new slate, completely clean, holding nothing against her. It happens. We all have those moments where we feel like swimming. So this is one of the high energy behaviors I was telling you about, the ball jump, and then also the ski. So this is what's cool about training is we can give them the exercise they need and the mental stimulation. So we like to train things. We train at least about 4 to 6, 7 times a day. And they seem to really enjoy it. Farley especially, you can always tell when he's getting bored, because if you're not training something new, he will mess with you. Like, I kid you. He likes to mess with you. So we're constantly like keeping on our toes, trying to come up with new behaviors, new things to train them. Farley seems to really enjoy it because if you ever watched Farley in a training session, he does a really loud vocal sound when he's excited, when he's like, yeah, I did the right behavior. Even though if he didn't and he thinks he did, he will anyway. Alright, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to come up and talk to me. I'll be standing right here. My name is Anna. And then I'll just let you guys enjoy the rest of the training demo.